Alright, sorry if there's wind noise. It's very warm out here. Anyway, as you can see, I took this cross slide off. That one is sticking, and I would like to switch the form tool to this one, but I figured before I do that, I should take it apart and make sure it's clean and that I'm getting oil out of these two passages here. But we are pretty grimy. And it was fairly free, but I just, peace of mind, I want to clean it. I want to know that it's clean. This little side cover here, like so, keeps it in place. Oops. And the stinking bolts holding that thing on there, I got 2 of them out of the 5, and the rest I was just barely able to get them out. The main use of the welder was it would just heat the piss out of that bolt, and then it would finally just break free. So that was the lucky part. The arm is, plenty free. It ain't going nowhere. It feels nice and tight. It's just all this machine grime that's caked on in there. I'm pretty sure if I turn on the spindle, we should see a little bit of oil be pumping out of these two, which is what I want to see. They are wet. Smells like oil, so I'm pretty sure these work. But anyway, peace of mind. Clean these up. Adjust everything. This is your gib up here. This adjusts the tension and the wear, makes up for the wear in it. Anyway, I'm going to clean these up with the ultrasonic cleaner. Also note that when you're welding, titanium chips just go up like no tomorrow. So be sure to put an old jacket or something in the way, and then for shits and giggles, take a pile of chips outside and put a match to them, and then be shocked with how quick they go up. Actually, I'll just do that for your guys' sake here. Not that I want to play with fire. Remember, kids, don't play with fire. Those are titanium chips. It basically goes up like steel wool. Let's see if I can light a match one-handed here. Oh yeah. And don't burn your fingers. Yeah, this stuff is something not to mess with here. So, okay, that's enough out of you. Yeah, so there's that. And screaming children. Anyway, I will clean this up, put it all back together again. It was pretty easy to take apart. It was just getting these bolts off on the sides. The gib comes out. Once you have those bolts out, that little shroud cover will come out, and then the whole thing will just slide out. So it's actually pretty simple. Alright, well, we got the first side cleaned up, and now we're on to the second side. And you can see there's quite a bit of buildup over the years. And here's what the underside looks like. And on this side, you have to remove this whole side panel support and the front cover. So that was fun. But there's 1, 2, 3 bolts for that. Then you have to remove these 2 for a little support bracket, get that out of the way. Then you got to remove the whole face cover panel, and then it'll just pop right out. So this is our goal of cleaning all of this junk out of the way and to make our thing work here. Alright, here is the side skirt to the other side. And as you can see, over the years it has been wailed upon by improperly setting the turret rotation or tool change while this is moved into position. So we're gonna knock some of those out, get that cleaned up. Been throwing it into the ultrasonic cleaner here. And it's been like, I think it's been like 2 weeks since I've even touched this thing. So the previous clip you just saw was in the future, or in the past, I should say. So everything cleans up okay. The biggest hassle is just making sure that the oil weeps are actually weeping. One of them appears to be, and the other one does not. So I'm gonna try to get those cleared out and get this thing reassembled, and hopefully start, making something. Alright, well, I'm not sure when the last clip left off, but we got all that back together again. However, I'm having trouble with the timing with the turret. So the locking pin here would be like kind of hanging out like this, which would cause this to not be in its place. So long story short, when I replaced this chain shaft bushing, in the email that Lester Detterbeck sent, it stated that you needed to ream that bushing in place to 687 to 688. So just borrowing that from work. It got ground to fit in a drill, and so we're just going to throw some oil on it and get as straight as we possibly can and ream the bushing. My problem is that I would have the chain shaft in here, but I'd have to leave all these hold down bolts loose in order for it to change gears, or to change the turret here. So we're going to ream this, which will mean this can get clamped down tightly against this shaft here. This measures like 686, 685. So that'll give it a little bit of room in that. And I'm hesitant to do that because I'm pretty sure this is like a $200 bushing, but it needs to get done. So we're just going to bite the bullet and ream it out. And for those of you who don't know, this is a reamer. It's got a bunch of little blades on it there. Precision ground to 686 or 687.5 here. So that is what we are going to do. It's been long weeks at work, 50+ hour weeks, but hopefully we will be catching up financially once this gets going. I also have tried my very best with this Soma Tools box tool. However, I am just fed up with it. So it's on the back burner for now. And we're just going with the old school Boyer Schultz here with a Micro 100, I think it's like a BT30 turn tool. Anyway, they're like $30 each. It should last quite a while. I bought new innards for this one for like, I think it's about $100. New rollers, new pins, new clamps, as you can see by the nice logos there. New nuts for the back. And my problem was that I'd get this like dialed in, like perfectly dialed to the right diameter I wanted, and then I would send it through, make a part, okay, cool. let it make another part, and that next part it would be like 100 thou undersize of what I just set it to. So the plan is here is that once we get the locking pin straightened out with the turret, I turned this diameter here, turn this plug here, so when I index this plug into position, I'll take a cut on my stock so these are equal. So you'll have the two rods next to each other, and if I actuate the turret here, if I move the whole thing in, I should be able to run an indicator across these two diameters and see if they're in line, because these holes in this turret need to be exactly in line with the center line of the spindle here. So I need that like really good. So after that, we're gonna check for end play, which I'm pretty sure this is pretty darn tight, but we're gonna tighten the gib a little bit and see what we can get away with. And that is the current plan going forward. We have been making chips, but to not really any progress. However, setting the form tool is way easier now, thanks to the screw machine information videos on that. Way easier. And I have yet to break this one, so you know, cross your fingers. I will have to grind a portion of it because, let's see if I can find one for you guys here, because I'm still getting, this is unground, but you still see that nasty burr on the end of that part there. We don't want that. We want that gone. So we're going to have to grind more of an angle on the form tool, which we did before. This is a new version they ground for me, but they didn't really understand what I wanted. So I mean, that's on me for not really specifying the precise angle that I wanted. The next batch of these, I'll probably just go with the Rev A and be done with it, and then just touch it up on my grinder over there. Alright, ream in a hole. That's what we'll do. Not sure if you guys, yeah, you can't see over there. I ain't gonna do it one-handed, so you're not missing much. It's just putting it in, making sure it's straight, and hitting the trigger. And I think my poor Makita is on its final legs here, so wish me luck here. Alright, good evening. Once again, it's late at night, and I'm working in the garage on work after 50 hours this week. Anyway, as you know, or some of you might not know, this came with a, what is it, a deep or a rapid pull-out attachment, and it went over in this vicinity here, and it had a fork, and it would pull that thing out, and that is the locking pin for the turret. Okay, so in the book it shows this example of that pulling out, and you notice where that pin is in the turret, and I would assume, here's me assuming, that that is the rest position for the turret. Wrong. If you look to the left here in this schematic, here's the pin in line with the, I don't know, the lead cam guy right there. So those two are in line, and when those two are in line, oh, sorry, this is in the right position to where you can unlock the turret and spin it. like so. But, okay, that all makes sense, hopefully. Now, if you look at this example, this is how the lobe is supposed to be. This arm here controls that throwout pin on the turret. And mine is not like that. And my mirror is not there anymore. So right now, it's like 180 where it works. Like this works now. This pulls out. I can index the turret every which way I want. The locking pin goes all the way in like it's supposed to, but the cam lobe itself is not in this position here. And if I were to put it in this position, by the time that my pin, point A, indexed here, it would crash. There wouldn't be enough time to unlock the turret. So now I'm wondering if I even have the right lobe here for the turret indexing. And if you look in Ye Olde Parts Catalog, it has this larger cam here. Now I don't know, I think this one's for a slightly different year brownie, but this one is for newer, but it does have the turret return shaft on double aught machines. So here I go assuming again that that's the correct one. So I don't really know until I call up Lester and just say send me a turret indexing lobe. However, in the meantime, we have reamed our bushing, so that's sitting nicely. Everything seems to be in time as to this will pull out, this pulls out, and you can index the turret whenever you want, which is what you're supposed to do. Now I can tighten the turret up a little bit more. One hopeful problem solved here. This is the big one. And after that, we're going to try cutting some chips here. Alright, enough crazy talk. Alright, well, we've made lots of chips and lots of attempts, and we've made a few good parts, but the goal here is that I can load a stick and run the whole thing and make good parts. So we've made good enough things. However, I still need to grind the form tool to get rid of the nub, but that's an easy fix, really. My main concern is this OD, and I was going to try speeding up my speed or slowing it down and seeing if that would break a nicer chip. I might attempt to throw this one back in and try it, just because that the turret can finally index all the way, so we're going to try that. However, I realize that this compilation of videos is like over an hour long, and I'm sure some of you don't like them that long, or maybe some of you do, but I was going to cut it off here finally. I'm going to organize a wee bit, because it'd be nice if I had all my tooling in its box sitting right here so I could, you know, easily go back and forth. So we're gonna do that, and in the next one we'll have more fun. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.